Right, what I'm doing in this first part of the video is I'm making the boiler steam manifold bush. This goes on to the top of the boiler at the front. I'll show you where it goes during this video. But I didn't have any square stock, as you can see, in bronze, so I've had to make a piece out of some round bronze stock I had. I had to set up the fly cutter to cut 1 7/8 radius onto the end. Well, it's not actually the end, it's actually the bottom of the piece once it's finished, that sits on top of the boiler. So I had to cut the scallop out so that it would actually sit flush on top of the boiler, so I can silver solder it on top of the boiler, and then it has a hole cut in it which allows the steam out for the steam manifold. Right, let's have a look at that. Release it because it's finished. So let's get a focus on that. There we go. Right, that's what we've formed. That sits on top of the back of the engine. I'll show you where that goes in this video. So what I need to do now is just slice it off, bring it back in the mill, and then just face it off down to size, and then I'll show you where it goes. I'll keep this set up at that distance because that distance will also be for scalloping out the steam chest when I put the steam chest on the engine, so I'll use the same tool. It's just a fly cutter. It was running at 300 RPM, nice and gentle. Right, here we have it. Let's just see the little curve. Okay, I'll just take you over to the boiler and show you where it goes. Right, that's the piece there for the steam manifold. That will get silver soldered onto the boiler like that. That's the boiler. Just zoom out a bit. There we go. That's where it goes. On there. It's got to have a hole drilled in it, but I'll drill that later. And it is for the steam manifold position. I've done a little bit of work. Done a little bit of work on the boiler door. I've now got that fitted. Not the door, sorry, the liner. I've got to put a hole in here for the steam water gauge, or should I say the boiler water gauge, and I've also got to put 3 holes here for blind rivets for the boiler door. There'll be some more holes down here later for the stays, but that will be done after all of this is soldered up, and then I'll solder the stays in separately. These holes here are for the stays that go right from the back of the boiler, or shall I say the front of the boiler, all the way down to the smoke box. Well, they haven't given a measurement for the horizontal measurement of that blind bush that goes in there. I assume it's for the handle for the door. These are for the hinge side of the boiler door, and this is obviously for the handle side. But it does line through with these two. So I'm going to take this measurement from the centre to get the position of that. Right, I'll mark all those out, and then I'll come back and show you the rivets in position. Right, that's all drilled out for the dummy rivets. I'm going to clean them up, deburr them on this side, and I'm going to put a little countersink on the back here, because I can't squeeze them up too much because they're close to the edge. It's going to bulge the edge out. So I'll just put a little countersunk, give them a little nip just to hold them in, and then I'll silver solder them in from the back. Right, I've just got some bushes to make. I've got these three little ones, which are these blind bushes. They have a 7BA thread in there, and then I've got one bush here, which is this one, which has got a couple of flats on, to be able to wind it in, and I expect that will also help later on when I come to put the fitting in there. That'll stop me putting any stress on the solder, so I'll be able to hold it with the flats. So anyway, I'll put them on my whiteboard, which I always do. I don't very often show this. It's just I've just converted all the measurements, which makes it easier to work on the lathe with, because I don't know any lathe that you go 5/16 or 3/16 on. I don't know why they do the drawings like that. Why don't they just do them, you know, how they should be? But anyway, that's That's just whinging, as usual. Right, that's got a quarter BA, quarter 40 through the centre. That's got a 7 BA, not all the way through, because they're blind rivets. They just hold, bring that back, they just hold, they're the hinges, and that'll be the catch for the boiler door. That's the, sorry, yeah, it's the boiler front, but it's the fire hole. These ones, they're just copper screwed straight in, so there's no bushes for that. These stays, they're 5BA screws if I remember correctly, and they go in a little bit later on when everything's sealed up. I've also got the foundation ring done as well, which I haven't shown you as yet, but I'm going to solder the foundation ring in conjunction with all of the front, and hopefully it'll go okay. You'll have seen this by now. This is the bush on the top. So right, so yeah, let's get over to the lathe, get a bit of 1/2 inch bronze in there, and we'll make this one first. I've got 1 of these to make and 3 of these. A lump missing out of there. Let's face that off a bit more. It's better. That's better. Right, that's on the edge, so I can zero the DRO now, both axes, and I need to go that way, 93. $375. Good. Right, just get a quarter 40 through the centre, and then I can part it off. .313, roughly what we needed. Good. Right, I'm going to part this off and then put it in a collet. Right, that's it. Just got to put a 7BA tap into there, 7BA thread into there, but it's a blind thread, so I've got to finish short at the end. There you go. Just got to clean the pip off and do 2 more of these, and then that'll be the blind rivets. Right, there it is. You've got the 3 blind bushes in there, rivets or whatever you want to call them, and then you've got the dummy rivets that go around the fire hole, and then the left hand upper bronze bush is for the water gauge, and then the 3 at the top are for the longitudinal stays. That's all I've got time for in this one, and we'll be back. I'm getting near finished this boiler now, so I've got to get it all soldered up now, and then I'll be back on something different.